Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Okay, party
Hey,
time.
what's up, people? Welcome to Feature Friday Plus. Today, I'm really excited because we're joined by Timothy Run. Hello, Timothy. How's it going?
Hello. I'm doing all right. How about you guys? Thank you for having me.
We're doing great. It's so cool to
Doing
have you
great.
on. Honestly, I've been
Yes,
obsessed
thank
with your
you.
music so much.
Yeah,
Love it.
Yeah,
thanks for
thank you
coming on,
so
brother.
much. Yes, I saw your video. Oh man, I really appreciate all the kind words and oh man, um, yeah, I just loved it and I thank you so much.
Nah,
No,
dude,
it's a pleasure,
your,
honestly.
your music is really good, and also is your I think it's like an EP, right? Where you have I'm Just a Man and Take It
Yeah,
or Leave It, and
sounds
I've,
from the shell.
that's it. I've
Mm.
just been banging out that whole album to drum to. Uh,
Hey,
yeah. It's a really
that's sick.
nice EP to sort of just get loose, and you can kind of I don't know experiment with chops and stuff like that. It's really fun. So
Yeah, I get you there.
so it's really enjoyable, dude. What you're doing, it's really enjoyable.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. My
Rumor
goodness.
has it you're a drummer.
Yeah, I do play the drums for my band called One Click Straight. That's my main thing, actually. Or
Right.
I don't know if that's my main instrument, but yeah, I do play the drums.
Would
You're
you?
you're an
My favorite.
all-rounder though, right? Like you play anything basically.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I was homeschooled, so there was nothing else to do but just music. So I was like, I'm bored. I'll just try a different instrument.
Fair enough, fair enough. So that's how you came about to like making music by yourself.
Yeah. Actually, I started out music with my brothers when we started our band. Uh, I no, I started making music when I was 6 years old when I first learned the piano. Yeah. We all got into piano lessons back in the day when I was still a fetus, and we started to make a band when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And since then, yeah, that's just how we. I don't know. It was more of like because like all of us brothers in the band were really into music, so um, I don't know. That's all we know. So
Fair
yeah.
enough.
It's
That
funny. It's
makes
funny
sense.
because when like music is kind of what you do for fun since from a really early age. It's sort of that's usually when it evolves into a profession or a level where you kind of feel like you can maybe even sell some music
Mm,
Yeah.
because there's never that pressure when you're a child. You're just sort of experimenting and always learning. I
yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
certainly one of the one of the most like the smoothest path a musician can take is you're starting really early on when it's just fun and it's with family and friends and there's kind of no understanding of the whole music business or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just music.
I love how you mentioned that. That's like the best way to start is when you're having fun. Because like when you get older, the fun gets blurred out with
It's true.
doubts, with insecurities, with all these things of like what an artist goes through. Like, will this sell? Will this blah blah blah? And it's so hard to get back to that state of mind of having fun. So yeah, like thank you for reminding me that it starts with fun. Thank
Well,
you.
if it's, I think especially like given because the skill progression when you're a kid, right? It's so fast. Like, and I don't think it's just simply because of more psychological reasons, also neuroplasticity. We learn better when we're younger. But when you're younger, and we went through this because I started to play percussion. I didn't start drumming. I started to play
Mm,
percussion like congas and timbales, and when I was
yeah.
really young, about 3 4 years old,
Mm.
and it really the skill progression from when I was 3 to when I was 10 was like this. But then the progression when you're 20 to when you're 24, it's way slower. Yeah, or if to some extent you go
Yeah.
down, you feel like what the fuck, I'm getting worse.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think it's mainly because of what you say. It's like there's no judgment. It's
Mm.
fun,
Mm,
you know.
yeah.
I
Less
agree.
voices in your head, less people around you. It's just you and the instrument in front of you. And that's, I think, the reason why we excel at a very young age with
What?
music.
But what is your favorite instrument though?
Uh, it's a good question. Right now, I have no idea. Because I the moment that I say like this is my favorite instrument, like the drums, I be like now I'm bored of it. I want to go to the piano, kind of feeling. So I guess just the instrument that gives me the most rhythm, maybe the drums, because I love rhythm. I don't know, beats and grooves and that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, you love
Yeah,
grooves,
I'll
dude.
say the drums.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about your creative process. I'd love to know how, like, how all comes to be when, especially alone and then with a band. How does it come about? Is it different creative processes?
Um. Yeah. I mean, when I write alone, oh, now that I think about it, because like the way I create music is very different in um per song. It's a different process.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really say that
It's a
there's one way
pattern.
of
Yeah.
how I write, but one thing that's for sure is like um I love to write when I hear something that's inspiring. So I start off with the sounds first. So
Cool.
yeah, because like I whenever I write music, um I want to say what it sounds like. So like um sonically it has to say the same thing I'm speaking or I'm singing.
Right.
And so yeah, usually I start off with just a drum beat or some chord progressions here and there or something. And from there on, it's like
Sound like.
I don't know, what is this saying? Or like what does this sound um what do I want to say with this
Yeah.
sound that I hear? So yeah, I guess I start off with the instrumentation first, and sometimes I do just write a random line on my phone, and then it's just like take it or leave it, and like oh, I make a song with that line, I'll make it. Take it or leave it sounds like so yeah, that's how I write.
It's funny because there's this movie, actually it's one of my favorite movies. What is it? August Rush.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
remember that movie?
Rush.
Yeah,
I
where
love that film.
he sort of he I think the whole premise of the movie, I guess the moral of the story is to try and make harmony with your surroundings and try
Yeah.
and make
Yeah.
because life is full of ups and downs and weird arrangements and weird noises and lots of noise around you. And I guess the kid manages, perhaps because he's a child and innocent, he manages to create
Filter through.
melody in the mess. And I think the reason why that movie is my favorite, and it reminds me of you, is because I think he starts with what does this sound like ignite in me, and how would I then tell other people about that sound through words?
Yeah.
That's a fucking complex process, dude.
It is. It's a hard way to create. Absolutely. Usually it starts the other way around. Usually you find inspiration from something you read, from something you saw, from personal experience and whatever. But it's very rare when a musician composes lyrics, because it's usually ignited the way that you do it, right? So music first, then the rest of the story is told by itself. It's so fascinating to me, honestly.
Thank you.
It's really great. Tell me a little bit more about your band, One Click Straight. How did you guys become what you are now?
Yeah, well, we started way back, since fetushood, since they're my brothers, and a childhood friend, so we're four. And what happened? How did we start? Because like I was 10 years old
Oh
when
my
we started the
god.
band, and I think only in 2000, that was 2009. 2014 was the year we took it seriously. We took music. We decided to take music as a career, and I think we were just how it all started was just like we wanted to get girls. I just
I'm bad.
that's it. We gotta because like we're homeschooled, and there's this thing we go to Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have this thing called MAPE, Music, Arts, and PE. So that's the only time where we can see other people.
Right.
And that thing had a Christmas party, and they needed the band, so we're just like, we need some
We are
chicks.
it.
Yeah, and that's it.
Dude, that must have sucked, dude. Not being able to like all throughout high school and stuff, like secondary school. I did tennis full time for a good few years, and in the
Mm.
academy, and a lot of the people that were in the academy were also homeschooled like yourself. And I've never been homeschooled. I don't know what that experience is like. But when I spoke to them about it, that is between the guys, that was literally the one fucking thing that they hated. It's like, dude, there's no chicks, there's no women, there's no parties, there's no like
It's
dancing.
so boring.
Yeah. So then, dude, when they turn 18, like some of my mates,
Oh,
Let's
no.
go crazy.
when they turn 18, and here in London you can go clubbing when you're 18 and you can drink and stuff,
Yeah.
they go fucking bananas, mate. It's like they've
Oh,
discovered
no.
a new world. But it's funny.
Oh, no.
Good for them. It's funny.
It's so cool.
Yeah, but we didn't get any, so it's fine. We just like, you know what, guys, let's just
That's
focus on the music. You
boring.
know, it is, but hey, it helped the band.
You know what though? I think you have a bright future in that field, brother. Because you know what you remind me? Do you remind me of like those old school rock stars?
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
It's totally like like early late 90s early 2000s
Hey.
rock vibe.
and I'm sure their dating life, I mean, some may say was a mess, others may say it was very successful.
How old are you, Tim?
How old am I? That's a good question.
Think about that.
Because like 2020 was a blurry year, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't know if I even had a birthday that year. Hold on. So 1998
Oh, you're my age.
Oh,
It's
or
so
23.
1998.
You're 24.
All right. No, I'm 22 or 23. 22.
You're 23, mate.
23.
Because
23.
I'm the same as you.
Oh,
I'm 98.
Oh, you're 98. I see. Oh, I'm 22, turning 23 on November.
All
There
right.
There
you
you
go.
go.
Now that I remember. There you go.
What the hell?
Gosh,
It's
sorry.
it happens. It happens. Like
It happens.
it
I'm
happens
so
all
sorry.
the time. I swear to God, if I was like 17 3 years ago, like it's like I still feel like he's 17. And there was a period when he was in high school, because I'm older than him, and I used to think that he was still 12, like forever 12, stuck in there.
Yeah,
Some
it
extent.
is.
I still feel in my head. I just have like a little monkey just sort of playing drums in my head. That's all I have. So probably my age is probably about 12 in my head. There's
Yeah.
also another something very interesting about you. I find is like your musical influences. Obviously, you know, it seems you're not 23, and it seems like you've been in this earth for like 60 years.
Oh my.
You really have you really
Hey.
like push down on different musical eras in your
Mhm.
music. So what
in the band as well as in your personal compositions.
Yeah, Vale was listening to One Click Straight the other day. I think that's why she's very, very interesting to in them. I've been a bit more familiarized with your personal work. I have heard like 3 tracks from One Click, and you know, you guys are good. But especially you, what the hell do you listen to, dude?
Yeah.
Like what type of music do you listen to? It doesn't make much sense.
Well, that's a good question. Honestly, like I think the confusion part happens when you heard, I think, songs from the shelf and then Wake Me Up.
Yeah.
So I kind of get like, what's going on? What's happening?
Well, I love it,
But
dude. It's good.
It's great stuff.
Thank you so much. I think it's everything. Honestly, I just love music in general, but I think the era that resonates with me mostly is, I guess, the 80s, right? It's really evident in my work. But I don't know, like with songs from the shelf, that's pretty evident. And um so I wrote those songs 2 years ago. So like I've been listening to a lot of like George Duke and stuff like that at that time. That's why it's called Songs from the Shelf, because like it was collecting dust
I see.
Right.
in my computer. That's so sad. It was collecting dust, and so I decided to. I don't know. I just knew that before Wake Me Up comes out, and basically that's what I'm focusing on right now. Is just, I think I'm really more connected artistically to what the band's doing right
Mhm.
now. Yeah. And so I just like I knew that before that had to come out. I was like, okay, these songs
Yeah.
from the shelf needed to come out, which was I think I released it a few months ago.
Mm.
Um, just so that I just get it out of my chest. Like I just didn't want it to go to waste. It's like I just not that I feel disconnected from it, but I feel a bit distant from that 80s funk George Duke world.
Yeah.
Because I really love Michael Jackson, all these artists and stuff. But I guess right now, if you're gonna ask me what I listen to, it's just a lot of Nine Inch Nails. It's a lot of
Yeah.
uh, punk
Coolness.
rock stuff. I've been the stuff I listened to when I was younger. Because like I started out with the band started out with punk rock with Blink
Mm.
182, with All Steak, Green Day, Band, Lagwagon, No Effects.
Yeah.
Just punk rock music,
Punk rock,
and
rock.
Fuck.
yeah, and I guess I got I first heard George Duke, and that changed the whole game for me for a few years. And now I'm back. It's like I don't know. I guess 2020 was a crazy year, so I just like um, George Duke is too funky now for me. Like I need something with aggression and frustration because that's what I'm feeling these days. And I only found that with punk music. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Connecting back to the angsty teenager feel. It's
Yeah, I think we're all in that. I think everyone's in that in some way. Like everyone's
absolutely
frustrated, right? Everyone's frustrated. Everyone's like don't know what they
somehow
feel, and I feel like
angry.
punk rock. I don't know. It grasps that emotion of this
Yeah.
year and these past. I don't know events that has been happening.
I
Have you
totally agree.
I mean, you haven't been gigging yet. Like you haven't been live with the band this last year, no?
Oh my. So yeah, the Philippines is on lockdown.
Still.
Still,
Fuck.
Ooh,
still. My
God.
goodness, it's the third time we went on lockdown. And it's very sad for
Mhm.
artists and for musicians
Especially,
because
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, um well there are no shows, and
Yeah.
online shows is
Not the
not
same.
as satisfying. It's not
Uh,
the same. It's not
no,
there's
not
no
at all.
the energy doesn't reach, right? It doesn't reach that level of like this is euphoria, this is nirvana.
That's
It's just like,
right.
hey, for me, like online shows, it's just like, all right, I'm in a mall. It's like
Yeah.
aircon and it's cool. I'm breezing in. Like there's food, there's everything you need, there's friends. I'm in a mall, but like for me, live shows are it's nirvana, man. It's heaven.
Yeah,
So
I
Oh,
yeah,
totally agree. I started gigging again. Thank God, like not long ago for summer after the
been maybe
whole.
3 months.
It's been yeah, it's been two months
Yeah.
since
So
I
so
started
so here in
gigging again.
London, it's been 3 months of that, and Bally's been gigging for
three
that. Yeah.
months.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I started doing live shows again, and I went to this
That's
rock
great.
festival like 2 weekends ago, and oh my goodness, feeling what it's like to be like in contact with the people and seeing
Yeah.
their reaction, and it was really like a piece of heaven
Well,
on
when I
earth.
saw
Gosh.
when I
It
saw
was
the
great.
you see the pictures and the videos, it was like maybe about, I don't know,
Yeah.
2,000 people, something like that.
Yeah,
When
Oh
I noticed
my.
it,
That
I
it
was
was
like,
fantastic.
what the fuck? People do this still?
Yeah,
Like,
it feels so weird at first seeing all the many people like all together. I was like, oh my god, what is this?
it felt
So
bizarre.
it felt really weird.
It felt like probably like
that is
from a different. It was
crazy.
like a picture from like 10 years ago. It was so weird.
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
has become like a new normality, right? Like Zoom calls and everything, all
Yeah.
events online, and this type of like things that they kind of take away the human touch of
But
things.
is it looking
Yeah.
more positive over there? Is it
Oh
maybe
my gosh. I
the
don't,
same?
man, I'm jealous, man. I am just
Sorry
hearing
to
your story just breaks my heart.
I'm so
I'm gonna leave this
sorry.
meeting now. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, no, no. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. Right now, everybody in this country is just, I don't know. They're hopeful, but the situation doesn't seem as hopeful as we
Mm,
are, and I don't know.
Fuck.
yeah, I
This is
wish
this
you.
is everybody's reaction
Yeah,
to
I
how
wish you
the
all the
situation
best.
is going.
I wish you guys
Thank
all
you.
the best, and I hope everything goes like back to normal the way it should be.
You
Just
Thank you
haven't
so much.
you
you
guys
haven't
have
been.
been busy though. You guys have been doing music videos and stuff. How was the filming of that?
Great, great, amazing, great. Oh my. Yeah. Honestly, I guess performing even just for a video, it's just feels, yeah, it felt great. It's just like the only thing is it's more difficult to set up a shoot these days,
Yeah.
especially with the protocols and yeah, the swab. My nose hurts from all the swab testing. Everybody's nose is abused right now, but I guess it's worth it. I mean, yeah, it's for me. I just take every second of as it of shooting or like performing or even just for live. So every second for I just yeah, I just appreciate it, and I just really take every second and moment to just thank you,
Yeah.
God, for this moment
Do you?
Yeah,
that
I
we get
totally
to spend
agree.
in music.
I mean, the what was the latest video you showed me?
Wake me up.
Yeah, Wake Me Up, right? That
Yeah.
music video, it's like
So great.
it's like elite stuff, dude. It's
Oh,
it's
it's
it's really
so
top
great.
notch, especially like the cinematography involved and the
Fantastic
and
stuff.
I think all you lads, like you all embody, you're really aligned with the vision, so that obviously makes sense that you all kind of embody. It's not characters, it's just genuinely you, which is super good to see. How do you, one of the things that always intrigues me, especially in
Hello.
the, can you hear me?
Hello. Sorry, I lost you.
Uh,
Hello.
can you hear us
We
now?
can
Okay.
hear. Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you. You were saying. You were saying. Sorry.
Do let us know if you lose us, because then I can try and sort something out. I was just saying that one of the things that intrigues me the most, especially with like rock bands or punk rock or alternative, especially people that are like really aligned with the vision in a video, is how do you plan such a shoot, and what's like your mentality to go in there, because it's as if you're in the maximal expression of yourself,
That's
right? Because it's a
right.
music video. So what's the mentality? Because I've never been like the biggest punk rock listener, or I've never even played that much rock even in drums in my
Mm.
whole life. So it's one of the genres where like fuck, people really let go, dude. It's like this is me,
Mm.
it's in nothing else.
Yeah.
This is truly me. What's the mentality going into a music video like that?
Yeah. I think you're 100% right there. It's like um the moment that we conceptualized with the video, because like we knew what the song was about, and it's about this, I guess, finding something real in this world that's curated, and it's in this world that's obsessed with virality.
Yeah.
It's hard to find authenticity these days, especially when we're glued on our phones and we just see this, whatever is trending, whatever people is liking, whatever, I don't know, whatever gets the most likes and shares. I guess we wanted to fight that. We wanted to find real connections, real conversations, and that's what the song is about. Um, Losing yourself to be like the other people,
Right.
and finding your identity in this world with the internet. And I guess everybody felt that way when we were shooting the video, especially with the director Kanye Villafort. Shout out to that man. Um, and everybody in the band, everybody in the production, it was just like, okay, let's make something that really speaks out this frustration, and hopefully we can make something that's genuine. And yeah, the moment we got into I think the shoot, the studio, it was just everything was falling into place. It was just like, I remember the production designer is like, let's put this ladder. We found it,
Oh.
and so like we were like, let's use this, and let's put it at the back, and then it somehow worked with this industrial look that's happening. And yeah, that's just how it is. It's just like we just know what we wanted to say with the video and
Mm.
did it.
So is it like you all guys come together and think about how to put the music video together, or did you come up to the director with a few ideas and then that's how the video came about?
Um, I think, how did it happen? What was the question? I'm so sorry. This is so.
No problem, no
No
problem.
stress, dude. I
Go
love
get
it.
your food.
This is why we usually love like sort of one take and stuff like that, because especially for what you were saying, authenticity, I think it's
Yeah.
lost. And when you go to TV and when you do interviews somewhere else and stuff like that, it's like you don't really get a core sense. Obviously, that bit might not be in, but you know what I mean. It's like it just feels more raw and natural. You know?
Yeah, don't worry about
Yeah.
that. The question was like, how did you guys brainstorm the whole idea of the music video? Did
The
you guys
whole
come
idea of
up
music
to,
video.
yeah, did you guys come up to the director and then he made it all happen, or was it all like a combobulation of all ideas?
Yeah. So I think band knew that it wanted to be a performance video of just like there's no narrative
Right.
happening. There's no like that usually like the girl and boy narrative. You know what I mean? No, anyway, no. We were just like, let's just have this as a performance video and just express ourselves. And yeah, we had this like obviously the '90s imagery was just really prominent, and we were just really inspired by that. Wong Kar Wai was brought
Uh-huh.
into the picture, and yeah, when we spoke with the director, he was just like, "I got you," and um, he just presented this deck of like, this is what's gonna happen. Like, there's gonna be like industrial things around you guys, and then like just make it look like freaking Nine Inch Nails and March of the Pigs or something. And then like,
Yeah.
was that around? There was like a scene where there was a flashlight, and we
That
were
was really
actually in the
cool.
restroom. That was
Oh,
just
really?
the CR, the
That
comfort
is so
room,
cool. I love that.
right? It didn't look like it at
At
all.
all.
So right, and yeah, he just really brought out this cool imagery that that really helped convey what we wanted to say. So
That's awesome. What was your reaction when you first saw it?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
oh, the finished
it
product.
must have been class.
oh yeah, I was just like, yeah, this is what we're saying.
Is it?
This is what we wanted to. Yeah, that's it. That's it. The video already speaks for itself. So I'm really happy and I'm really grateful. And, yeah, like for this, I mean, the fact that we were able to create something during the pandemic is
Mm-hmm.
already a blessing. And
Yeah.
for that thing to be genuine and authentic,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just yeah, grateful for that.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's priceless.
it's a win, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that's especially like in those during those difficult times, especially for musicians. That I don't think a lot of people understand. Like for artists, both already established artists, upcoming artists, artists in the middle,
Yeah.
musicians. It's probably the roughest time because I think a lot of people miss that the way that actually most artists make money is not through streams or not through videos. It's actually performing.
Life
It's live
Yeah.
performances.
shows, and that's how
Yeah.
you survive. That's how not only does your
100%.
soul get fed, but also your belly gets fed as well. So
you want you want me to get raw and just unfiltered? Kidding, I'm
It's so
kidding.
true though.
Like you just saying these things. Oh, it's so true. I'm so sorry.
Bliss,
Listen,
bliss.
I totally agree with you though, because I felt like for the longest time, I think we had nearly 2 years without me standing in front of anybody to do anything regarding, any live
Yeah.
performances. So I totally understand from the bottom of my heart. It's really tough. How talking about social distancing and like creating
Yeah.
something as a group, how did you guys come about the whole sound recording of the track itself?
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
record
luckily we were able
separately?
to. Um. How did the recording process go? Because I think most of the stuff happened at home. We recorded a lot of things just at home because like me and my brother, we mostly make the music. Me and Sam, the
Right.
singer, and
He's
so like
awesome, by
most
the
of the
way.
thank you. But what do you call this? So we recorded most of the stuff, like the bass, the guitars, and the synths and everything. But we needed the drums because we don't have a drum set at home. So I think yeah, we just recorded that in the studio as well as the vocals. So thankfully, with all the protocols and all that, we were able to get into the studio and we were allowed to record. And yeah, it's a bit of a challenge per
Right.
se to just like yeah, go on Zoom meetings and like, hey, is this how's the song for you,
Yeah.
brother? And, hey, man. But yeah, it happened, and I'm happy that we were able to make something that we're proud of still. So
That you say you don't have a drums at home. You don't have a drum kit.
uh we it's sort of dismantled
Yeah.
because it's too noisy for the
Yeah, it's too loud.
neighbors. Yeah, it's too loud. So and as well as my family, just like just just meaty. Just use your computer to do the drums, man. And I'm like, all right.
So a lot of your stuff is self-produced at home. Most of
Yeah.
your that
And
is fantastic. That is so cool. You guys are so
thank you.
creative. All props to you because there's nothing harder than having an idea and making it come to life and actually have a really high quality product at the end. I think that sometimes a lot of that communication is lost in the making, and you guys make a really freaking fantastic outcome. It's
That means a lot.
fantastic.
That really means a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, like everything's at home, and I don't know. We've always made music that way, and
Mm,
um, like even before the pandemic, it's just like I guess this time it's not like it's like you're forced. It's
yeah.
you're forced to make music at home now. You have no choice. So yeah.
It's like when I remember I had a mate. He's like, let's say he is not someone who may like to go out that much. Like he enjoys being at home and stuff. And then he's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
during the whole lockdowns and stuff, he was one of the people. It's like, dude, I don't know why people are making a fuss about it.
I love it.
I've been living like this all my life, and I'm like, all right.
I'm a bit like that though. I'm a bit
Bloody
like
hell.
that. That was like when the first lockdown came about here in London. My parents, Ephra, everybody was like totally freaking out. It's like, oh my god, we can't go out, we can't do this. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
I've been living like this for the past
it's
2
all
years.
right.
What was the
It's
problem?
fine. I get you. I mean, I'm sort of that way also, especially because like homeschool and all is fine. But there's a tipping point. There's a moment. Like I remember in 2020, there's a point where you just like you lose your mind, and that is it.
Figure out.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the moment I went into punk rock. That moment where I just like, bah,
Yeah, that's
that
it.
slap in the face of like, man, this ain't good. This ain't right.
Yeah.
People are starving. People are struggling. That moment.
Yeah.
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 Did you
That's the moment Wake Me Up happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the moment when
Hell
you
yeah.
went full on punk rock mode.
I was like, let's go.
You
Beast
are
mode activated.
you a clubbing man yourself? Do you like bars or like going out like that, or are you more like because I'd imagine you enjoy probably gigs, right? Like when
It's
when
like
the
going to watch
Yeah,
play.
of course. Oh my goodness. Like that's the only time I go out actually. It's just like when we go perform in bars and actually it's like my girlfriend I produce music for my girlfriend and she goes usually to clubs. Like she performs in well mostly dance clubs because like her music is really, dance dance music. And so yeah, I just that's the only time I go to clubs actually. It's like with my girlfriend when we perform in clubs. So yeah, I miss it a lot. The energy, the atmosphere, the smell of the cigarettes. Actually, it's not healthy, but I do miss it sometimes because like, it gives a vibe. It's like
Yeah.
okay, let's make a show. That's the when you smell the cigarette and beers, it's like let's
That's
make a
it.
show.
I know, it's
Yeah.
great.
I wanna bring you to London, man. Have you ever been?
It's a dream. It is a dream. I love British music. That's like
Really?
the number one inspiration for me. It's like New Order, Joy Division,
Oh
uh,
yeah. So
Happy Mondays,
you like pretty
everything.
good stuff that not a lot of people like. I love that. It's like the
Oh,
gems
thank
of the
you.
genre.
Yeah, to be honest, actually, you'll be surprised. Not that many people here in Britain have still those bands in their
Yeah.
playlist.
No way.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like the gems. It's like the gems of the genre. It's like the people that listen to the stuff is like, yeah, they're like you.
The Prodigy. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah, I know.
Prodigy. Like, how's that? Ah, that's my.
You said
I swear.
you said
huge
Happy Mondays,
influence.
right?
Yeah, happy Monday.
Happy Mondays. Yeah.
There's not people. I guess if you said you listen to that here, people will be like, "Oh wow, you have a refined taste."
It's like, oh really?
You know, it's like,
Refine-
oh, yeah.
Oh,
All right. All right.
Us, of
I
course,
see,
they
that's
drink a
cool.
cup of tea with a crumpet.
like of course.
I see. All right. I'll listen to New Order and that type of thing.
And then,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
all of a sudden,
gosh.
everyone's just fucking going crazy.
Bro, you need to come to Camden. We'll take you out to like
That's-
the pub,
oh my god.
the freaking
I would
jazz
love
pubs
that.
and like the punk rock pubs in Camden. Oh,
Can
they're
you?
fantastic.
Damn.
Is it possible to travel
Go
though,
down.
like from the Philippines out?
I guess if you pass protocols, I mean, you have to, get your nose abused once
Yeah.
again and all these things. But yeah, I mean, I think it's allowed. Maybe the system here is kind of messed up. I'm not really sure
Right.
what's allowed and what's not allowed.
Right.
But if ever it is allowed, it's a dream to just
You
head
guys,
over to the
you guys,
UK.
you guys have to let me know. We'll take you out, the whole of you.
No, I'm actually thinking
Oh my gosh.
seriously because we've had a few guys from the Philippines and a few girls from the Philippines like being on the podcast and stuff, and I'm thinking it doesn't seem likely that we're gonna go there anytime soon, like this year. But maybe it's more feasible to bring some of you guys here to London and then do this in person.
Oh
Because
yeah,
to be fair, I'm
that's
getting a bit
crazy.
fucking fed up of the whole Zoom thing.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, so it's so much better if we just sort of like I don't know. Maybe it's like it's not a
Have a
thousand.
cup of tea.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Right? In it. It's got
You
better
got
in it.
great accent. Your accent is 10 out of 10.
Sorry,
I love it.
I've been watching a lot of British stuff, and
Oh
it's
my god,
like
you have a
Like
better
I don't
what?
accent
know.
than me.
Like
I'm
what?
amazed. I don't know. So like,
Like,
This Is England. The movie. This
oh
actually this
yes.
train spotting. Oh my gosh, I can't name. Just most of the stuff I watch is like UK stuff. Have you seen what's that film? Human Traffic.
Oh yes. Oh my god,
Human
it's so
Traffic.
tragic. It's
No,
so tragic.
no, 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 no. It's about rave culture in the 90s.
Oh my god, no,
Ah,
I don't think I have seen
I
that.
never heard of it.
Oh gosh, it's crazy good. It's like
Is
train
it?
spotting, but yeah, it's focused more about the rave culture and
Is
like
Ooh.
underworld and stuff.
is rave culture a thing about like? Do you not have that in the Philippines?
Uh the rave. If you say rave here in the Philippines, it's more of like Swedish house mafia or like a
What?
Oh my
Avicii or
god.
Zed. If you say the word rave here, it's like oh yeah, the word is tugs tugs tugs
Yeah.
like but at that type, it's more of like what's that word? It's not
Techno.
what's
Techno music.
that? I don't know, but like Zed,
House.
like pop. It's really pop
Uh-huh.
house and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So like I don't want to refer to my music as rave here, but like I get it when it's in the UK, which is like it's people like all these like underworld and like
Jungle.
the,
You listen
the
to
jungle.
yeah. No, no. Well, yeah. That's the
Yeah, yeah.
It's usually called
Apollo 440, I think.
Yeah.
Apollo 440. The Prodigy. I love the Prodigy. All these. Yeah,
Craziness,
that's
man.
my thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that would be good because
That's
yeah, I guess
mad.
raves in London are something special. Like
They are crazy.
obviously not my crowd. Like that's not really where I hang about. My mind seems to be more clubs and like bars and stuff like that. But I mean, raves to each their own. But I do think you'd
Yeah.
enjoy like a specific part of London.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Camden is your place,
You
bro.
you
Like
probably
you
Camden.
love it
you
there.
probably enjoy Camden, or you'll enjoy like Brixton, more like in the south, where you get sort of like the raves, and you get like also a lot of live gigs and a lot of like the music scene in London in the
Yeah.
south.
Yeah.
It's really good, especially
But
for
question, I have a question.
Go on.
Sorry. Like I heard about the hacienda in Manchester. It's closed down already, right? In
Yeah.
Manchester. But
It's
is the
fantastic.
culture still there? Like it's my dream to be in Manchester because like I heard about New Order and all these things and with electronic the artist electronic and all these things. Like how is it in hacienda? Is the culture still alive or
Yes, there is a part of the people that are really into that whole rave culture doesn't leave, like that's part of it, as well as like the live gigs and like because I think a lot
yeah.
of the rock lifestyle in Manchester is like the place to be born, basically. Like most of the greatest like rock stars were
Yeah.
born there,
Oasis and stuff.
like or they're from up north. So the majority is like it's a huge culture of live music and festivals and crazy rock lifestyle, as well as
Gosh.
yeah, as well as raves and pubs and clubs huge also on the football fandom. Like football is like
Hey,
integrated in their blood,
uh,
so it's a
gosh,
combination.
I'm so happy to have this conversation with you guys. I don't know. I'm just beyond. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know. I'm just. It's my dream. Okay, to just head over to the UK and just immerse to the culture. And
Oh yeah, I
gosh,
think
I'm
you love
happy.
it. You fit right in.
I'm serious, dude. Like, let's talk and let's see if we can figure something out, because I don't know again, I don't know what the airport situation is like that over there, but I don't think it should be too difficult to get you out of there and sort of, you know what I mean?
To
I
hang
still,
out for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm seriously thinking about it. Not you know, not just with you, Timothy, but like you know, different people as well, because it's again, I'm getting fucking fed up with the whole Zoom thing, and I also wanna play with you guys. I wanna jam. I wanna have a bit of fun, show you
Yeah.
guys around. So it's a bit hard to do this through Zoom. But yeah, you really enjoy it. Also, a good night out as well. It's like Liverpool. Liverpool's a really good
Oh
night out.
yeah, they're
Mm.
crazy too. They're crazy.
But yeah,
I love the football team in Liverpool. I'm a
really,
Liverpool. Steven Gerrard. I was my favorite player.
very nice.
When I used to play
Yeah.
football before, and he was my idol, Steven Gerrard.
So do
But I know he, yeah,
yeah, he retired and stuff, but he's still
he
very
retired.
involved. Well, I mean, he was I'm not big on football too much, and my mates always make fun of me. But he was a manager, right? He was the manager of he
I
became a
think
manager for
so, but I
stupid
just know
money.
that he slipped in the most crucial time, and yeah, I'm he's still my number one though. Yeah.
See, I don't know much about football. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
anything
now
about it
now
at
we've lost
all.
Bali. Well,
It's
actually,
fine.
talking
It's
I'm
fine.
out.
talking about Manchester, everyone's fucking buzzing here, like billboards everywhere, because obviously Cristiano Ronaldo has come back home. He's come back to
Oh
Manchester United.
yeah,
He just
that is
signed,
crazy.
so everyone's like
Mm.
going crazy, dude.
That's a cultural reset.
Yeah, dude,
Culture
It
reset.
is.
it
It
is.
is, bro. Like, I don't know
Massive.
about it. Yeah, I don't know about it. And
Mental.
indeed,
Ginormous.
it's madness.
Dynamos.
You know. But anyways, I was gonna say, so
Yeah.
it was football maybe like your hobby when you were like younger, apart from music.
I wanted to be a football player back in the day. So yeah, it's like I said, we had music, arts, and PE, and PE was football. So I used to play, and then there was this biscuit called Hyro, and I ate a lot of that during the summer, and I gained a lot of weight. And the coach just really destroyed me for that. He was just like, you play like a girl, and just that broke my heart. And I was like, I will just become a musician. So that's my life story right there.
Could you?
Mad.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not like you're overweight now.
he
How'd you
did you
lose
a
it?
favor. A favor.
Yeah, I worked out a lot during 2020. It's like that's all you can do,
Yeah. You know what? I understood for once. You know, in jail, you always see those prison movies where people like they get locked
Yes.
up and they start only working upper body. They
That
never
is
do squats. They only work on upper
They
body.
never just
They got that prison body, you know, just chest,
yeah,
shoulders, arms,
chest and
back.
shoulders, and then chicken legs. Yeah, that's what's happening.
That's what happened to me as well.
You're a weirdo.
He's also something we were just discussing. We saw that you guys One Click Straight performed in the Wish bus
Like 2 years
like
ago.
2 years ago, 2019. So I said this is when you said you started to take it seriously, maybe at that point, like a full time sort of thing.
2000. Oh well, we started at 2014 when we
14,
actually
14,
tried
that's
to
it.
get gigs. 14, but yeah, 2 years ago, I think 2019, we had the performance there. Yeah.
So I thought it might be
For
fun.
what song is this? Sorry.
Honey.
What
Honey,
song is what? Honey. I see.
do
Oh
you
man, that's an old track.
you want
Gosh,
to check it out? Do you want to check it out with us?
Like we react to it
Uh,
together.
No, kidding.
No,
No.
get it out.
No. But actually, yeah, that'll be fine. Honestly, just like what, it's fine. I can explain after the
Alright.
performance. So yeah, we can do that.
But what?
Okay.
Why are you insecure? You can just tell us something else if you want. We can check out something
We
else.
can check out something else if you want to.
No. It's just like during that performance, like it might not be obvious, but I think the singers, like my brother Sam and Tucker, they were sick that day. Like really high fever, and
Oh
then
my
Topher,
god.
if you check him out, if he had like shades on, right? He never wears those shades. He hates those shades actually, but he needed to wear it because he had an eye infection or something. Basically,
Oh
his eyes were
no.
just like red and like basically I don't know. That performance was just I'm grateful, and thank you, Wish, for posting and like having us on the bus, but that on the bus. But it's a crazy experience. Like I was pretty
That was a
nervous
crazy
playing
day,
the
right?
drums.
Let's give it a watch.
Yeah,
Fuck it. Come on, let's give it a watch.
game.
You know what, one of the things as well is that this, I think this is also pretty cool that people can also then realize it's like a lot of the time there's so much shit going on behind the scenes
Mm,
and no one knows,
that's right.
Yeah.
If
no
you
one
wouldn't
knows.
have told me, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. But let's have a look.
Oh,
All
it's so,
right,
oh, hold on, it's so
game.
small.
Oh,
Hold on.
look, why is he so tiny?
It's like a tiny little image. Let me fix it. Hold on.
It's all right. Well, let me ask you, what was your favorite?
Yeah.
What has been your favorite gig so far? Like
So
one of those,
far,
yeah, like one of performances that you will always want to like go back to.
it's a good question. There's a lot. There's a lot of performances. Um, because I think number one would be when we performed for the first time out of the country.
Oh.
I think we performed in Singapore. That was 2019. 2019 was an amazing year. It was the best year of our lives. For me, it's like, yeah, I got to perform with my band in Singapore for the first time to represent the Philippines in this. I think it was a music showcase called Music Matters. And yeah, I don't know. I just love the reaction of the people there, and they really appreciated our music because I don't know, here in the Philippines, um I guess our music is not as hmm they don't. I mean, they do. I'm really grateful for the support and all that, but it's just like the way they spoke to us, to the other people there. It's just like, oh wow, like you really listen to what we perform. It's not just like the loud instruments, like the vibe and it was just like really in detail. It's like your drumming, the way you did this, did that. It's like, wow, you listened to what we were doing, and I appreciated that. And I just, yeah, I missed that performance. It was a fun show
So
to
it was
perform for
like
other
a
people.
so it was like a completely change of perspective.
Sort of, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool. That's really cool.
I think
Right,
I,
let's.
I think it's also like it also highlights, yeah, sort of, different crowds and different, it's also, it's weird, but like different cultures and different countries also pay attention to different things. Like, that's one of the things we've been
Yeah.
discovering through the podcast. We actually did check out a few Singapore artists from Singapore, artists from Indonesia, Malaysia, and one of the things we noticed is like each country seems to have their own specific thing that it seems to
Thing,
please
yeah.
crowds.
Mhm.
One of the things like in the Philippines, probably a popular thing that happens there is
Guitar
like crowd
solos.
vocals and
Yeah.
guitar
Guitar
solos,
solos.
right?
Hmm.
But in places like, for example, in Japan, drumming is a big deal, dude. I didn't know it
Yeah.
was that big.
And
Percussion is a
the
huge deal.
whole rock genre is a
Yeah,
must in the culture.
In
yeah,
Indonesia, like R&B, it's a
Yeah.
ginormous deal, so it seems that
yeah.
that's something that it really made my silly brain become a bit less silly, and open up my horizons, because it's like every country is like a different world, and there's different industries in every country, and different crowds they appreciate different things, they don't appreciate certain things.
Yeah.
It's very peculiar, so it doesn't surprise me that like traveling kind of opened, like, oh shit, people
Yeah.
noticed when I did a triplet on a hi-hat, and in anywhere else no one did.
Hey.
It's like,
Yeah. What's sad though is like we got no power vocals and we don't do guitar solos. So
but it's not your thing. You don't
But
have to apologize.
you don't have to though. Like you gotta stick to
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
your own thing, and I think that's what makes you guys
Exactly.
so distinct, so different, so refreshing. I find that you
Thank
don't
you.
get a lot of this purest form of the genre anymore, and so when I stumble upon it, I feel like it's a little treasure.
Yeah,
It's like a
probably
little gem.
Thank
it
you.
may take more time,
Of course.
but I think at the end of the day, I think that the path it's only upwards, you
I
know. So
agree.
it's exciting.
Thank you.
Anyways, let's go give a 100.
So it's fine.
But it's also because you've been
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah,
working on so much, music as well, so you probably don't
yeah.
remember all the stuff
I'm
you
just
did.
I'm just lost with the new stuff and hearing this. Just wow. Thank you guys for bringing that back. I myself am just like wow. We're that was so long ago.
It does feel like a million
Yeah.
years ago. I honestly adore that. I think the rhythmicality, the musicality, all of those things coming together in such great harmony too. Like you've got really good understanding of band environment, like all together. Obviously, it's no surprise now that we've spoken to you and you explained how and why the band came together. It makes sense sound wise. The aesthetic, it just makes sense.
Yeah, dude, I don't think anyone would listen to that and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think they would listen to that and be like,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
Like look up in the sky and be like, holy shit.
It is so vibey.
Thank
I
you.
love
It's
it.
class.
That means a
Right, so
lot. That means a lot.
can I just ask you, what are you guys working on
What up?
right now? Like
Oh
what
yeah.
is the new sound aesthetic? Because I feel like there's an evolution given your latest comeback, Wake Me Up. I feel like there's a whole new change and completely sound aesthetic. What are you
Yeah.
guys working on?
Well, for this, we're working on an album, the second album. Is it Honey? The song we played came from our debut album called The Midnight Emotion, and it's more of like I guess we were listening to a lot of new wave and more of like the
Mhm.
80s I guess Tears for Fears kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like nowadays, I think with the second album, it's just like we came back to yun nga, sorry, I spoke in Tagalog. We came back to um, the stuff that we listened to when we were younger, which is punk rock music, and a lot of the music with a lot of emotionally driven rather
Mhm.
than technicality driven, like with all the like jazz and all that type of things. Like I think with a previous release we had, I think it was a Filipino EP. It was called Harana Coma and all these things. Um, the songs there were we really just tried to be, musically, uh, how do you say it, more complicated. We try
Yeah.
to make it like different chords and all this stuff. That's great and all, but I think with 2020, I was looking for music that was more emotionally driven, just like with Joy
Mhm.
Division's, like, she's in control and like all
Mhm.
these things. When you hear it,
You
um,
feel stuff.
yeah, you feel stuff. You don't
Mhm.
understand it. Like the idea right now that we're pushing for is like music is meant to be felt, not understood,
I totally
or like
agree.
it's um. So like we tried to make something that's just like, yeah, something that's makes you feel something rather just than be amazed, like
Mhm.
technically. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think with the sound that we're pushing for, it's just in a lot of more aggressive and but still pop. I love pop music. Like imagine Nine Inch Nails,
Uh-huh.
but like pop.
Love that. Love that. That is
You know what I mean? I
great.
think that's just best describes what's happening nowadays. So yeah.
I think also it's probably a smart choice as well, because sometimes, especially musicians that have reasonable ability, or very good ability in your case, it's like sometimes it's easy to get driven down that road of like making music that's so complex it only really pleases other musicians and not a wide audience. You know what I mean? It's like I've
Yeah.
seen it happen so often, because it is cool to try and do complicated stuff and complex chord progressions and
Mhm.
intricate arrangements, but I think to some extent it's probably the best to some extent, especially at the level you guys are at as well, like where music sounds good and the quality of the product is
Mhm.
good. It's
Mhm.
also probably smart to do more like pop driven music that it's emotionally driven as well, because it has the chance
Mm.
to please
Connect.
a
Yeah.
wide range of different demographics, like our age,
Mhm.
older people, in live performances. People can then fucking head bop and dance is a 4x4. So it's
Exactly.
not like too crazy for them to understand. So it's probably a smart choice too.
I totally agree.
Thank you.
I look
Yeah,
forward to that. Please drop me a text or let us know when that releases, and we'll have it on. Like
for
we'll
sure.
show it on the channel and whatever. Because you guys are super dope, and I really enjoy it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah.
Nah, man. So it's really a. I don't think a lot of the time I don't think people understand how much of an honor it is to speak for us to speak to to you and to everyone that's been on the podcast. It's like to be able to pick at your brains a bit, and understand you. It's truly an honor, man.
Thank you. It is an honor also to be here on the podcast.
No, it's been fantastic. Honestly, thank you so much for coming on and having a blast with us.
Is there anything you wanna like share with the audience? Maybe anything you'd like us to, I don't know, follow you on or anything like that?
Your socials, your band
Uh,
socials.
yeah, for sure. To anyone just listening and interested to my music, can follow me on. Wait, what's my social? I think it's under. Wait a minute. You know what? Just follow my band, One Click Straight, and I think on the bio I'm there. Um, you can also search Timothy Ryan. Just if yeah, just search Timothy Ryan if anyone is listening, and that would mean a lot if you just message me or hit me up. I try to message back, and we can be friends. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And what else? Shout out to my girlfriend, and thank you for for everything. What else?
Well,
Shout out to you guys.
she's an artist though, Timothy, isn't she?
Yeah.
What's her
Drop
name?
her socials too.
What's her name?
Oh yeah, Anna Mori. Check her out
Mori.
also.
I will check her
Anna
out.
Mori. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I produce her music. We make it. Right now, we're actually working, and I'm in her room. This is not my room.
Is that like
Yeah,
is that
we're
like a
making
painting?
music.
Like
Yeah, that's her painting. We
Oh,
painted
she
it
paints
together.
herself. Oh, how nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too cute. You guys are too
Yeah, it's pretty
cute.
artsy art room. What an artsy room this is.
I know,
I
it's
like
so
being here.
artsy. Love it.
well,
But
yeah. I mean, if there's anything you'd like to share, this is the time. But I think we'll. By
Oh
the
yeah,
way,
wait. To anyone listening, check out our latest single, "Wake Me Up." That's it. Yeah. My
That's
band's
it.
latest single, "Wake Me Up."
I was gonna say
Yeah.
we'll leave it in
We'll
the
link it down
description
below so
because
people can.
it's a good
Awesome.
track, and I think it's also a great video. So good stuff, man.
Thank you.
Well, everybody,
Everybody,
Timothy Run, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank
Awesome
you.
stuff, brother.
Bye bye.
Awesome. See you guys. Bye bye.